So today we are taking a look at the AOUCHUAN Smart X2, and AOUCHUAN, they have been tearing it up when it comes to smartphone gimbals. Their Smart X2 is a 3-axis gimbal, obviously for your smartphone. Now, the reason why I'm so excited about this is because I've done several reviews on their smartphone gimbals, and it is like world class. On top of that, they've actually created selfie sticks for your smartphone as well. And I always thought to myself, wouldn't it be awesome if you could combine a selfie stick with a smartphone gimbal? And guess what? This is exactly what they did with the Smart X2. Let's go ahead and power this on. There we go. There we go. With a Smart X2 right here. Now, it may seem a bit unassuming right now, but check this out. Yes, we have a normal 3-axis gimbal, but watch this. Bam! It now has an extendable head. I don't know if you want to call this a selfie stick at the same time, but it can certainly work the same way as a selfie stick. When reviewing their previous selfie sticks, I'm like, man, this would be so awesome. But, you know, it was just prone to jitters because it had no stabilization. Well, again, bam! with its 3-axis stabilization, you now have a selfie stick that has stabilization, or a 3-axis stabilization that works that also has a selfie stick. Whichever one, this only helps you. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the features of this 3-axis smartphone stabilizer slash selfie stick, and also take a look at the app as well. Plus, it does include an AI tracking device as well. Okay, so let me turn my phone on here, and I'll give you a walkthrough of the different features. The first thing you'll notice is there's a dial on the side of the 3-axis gimbal. This gives you the opportunity to either zoom in or to pull focus. And you can switch between two by pressing this button right here. One press, you can either choose the zoom, press the other, and you can choose the focus, which is pretty cool because if you want control of that, you now have access to that. Obviously, you have your toggle switch right here, so you can actually move it from left to right or up and down. Very simple. And of course, you have your screen here that lets you know what mode you're in, your Bluetooth connection, if you're in zoom or follow mode, or if you're in focus mode, of course, your battery status as well. Let's go ahead and switch back there. And then you have your mode button. Now, your mode button does a couple different things. You press it once and it goes to follow mode. Now by default, you're in follow mode. And what follow mode is, it always kind of keeps its horizon pointing in one direction. So no matter where I'm going, its horizon is always kind of pointing that way. Oops, have it correct itself. If I tap mode once, it now switches to point of view, and it's essentially just like your head. If I turn my head to the left, it's gonna go to the side as well. So it's gonna do the same thing, but the only difference is it's not holding the horizon. If I have this pointed in a certain direction, if I double tap the mode button, it'll just center itself right back. Now, if I want to, let's just say if I want to do sports shots, things that maybe demand a little more attention from the motor to kind of keep the shot stabilized, all I have to do is hold the mode button and it'll go to sports mode. And now I can be a little more aggressive with it, but the motors are working a little harder, so it's keeping the shot balanced. Now, if I triple tap the mode button, it'll go into a DM mode, or better known as the inception mode, where it'll just, you know, just kind of tilt the entire way. You get those cool shots, either, I don't know, walking down the park or maybe the hallway. You just get that really cool one. Of course, when it's done, you can just double tap to reset it, and you're good to go. All right, right beneath that is your picture button. This, you just press it once, and if your camera is in video recording or photo, it'll take the video, or it'll take the picture, again, depending on what mode you're in. If we double tap it, it'll change our perspective as far as portrait or landscape. Now, I can triple tap, and what triple tap does is I have to be inside of the AOUCHUAN app. And what that does, it switches between the selfie camera and the outward camera. So 1, 2, 3, and you can see how it switches from either way. Now, what's really cool is that, again, we mentioned this AI follower at the same time. It just magnetically holds on the top. I can go ahead and turn the power on. There we go. And there'll be a blue light. And the AI tracker will sync to this, and of course sync into the software. And now it's in standby mode. So all I have to do is just press the mode button, it will do is it'll start flashing green, but now it'll start tracking me, which makes it, again, very convenient in case maybe you're not going to be inside of the app itself and you're using another app. This will be a great way to keep the follow track mode when you're there. Now, if I want to, let's press it again. If for some reason I'm too far away from the module, I can use gestures to control it. So by flicking up the OK sign, give it a bit, it'll go back to follow mode, and I can do it again, flick it up again, and it'll lock in. Now, if I wanted to take a picture or start recording, I can just go ahead and hold my palm up, give it a couple seconds, it'll flash white, and then it'll start recording. Do it again, give it a couple seconds, it'll flash white, and then it'll stop. Maybe I want to change the orientation of the camera without fiddling with the stabilizer, so I can go ahead and go 2 thumbs up, it'll flip over, I can do it again, and it'll flip again right there. And last, there's the V gesture where it says it starts and finishes framing. I'm not really sure what that is, but by throwing up a V sign, it does something which I haven't figured out just yet. So yeah, hopefully I'll figure that out, and I'll leave a comment down below. All right, so let's take this off, okay? And let's actually take a closer look at the software. Now, you can go ahead and go to the home section if you want to look at tutorials, and maybe other AOUCHUAN products, but we'll go ahead into our camera. Okay, and we go ahead and let's start over here on our far left. It's kind of like a beauty filter. So we can go ahead and activate that on, and you'll see we can adjust the smoothness of the image to kind of like get rid of my blemishes. I can make myself a little lighter or not. If I want to make myself a little rosier, ruddy, I can go ahead and adjust that or not, or we can turn that off. Then we have our PX. This allows me to adjust the resolution of the camera, so 4K, 1080p, 720, all the way from 24 frames to 60 frames, and I can choose my compression 265 or H264. It's really up to you. It depends on how heavy you want your file and also how compressed you want it. You can go between that right there. Let's go to our 4 boxes here. And this gives me more control over my software. Now, you saw before that we were taking pictures automatically with a button, also the gestures. We can select it if we want it to be instant, a 3-second delay, or 10-second delay. We have additional camera settings that we can play with. Gimbal settings to increase or decrease the strength of our gimbal. A grid that we can bring up. An anti-shake mode as well, so in case we want our image to be a little more stabilized using software, we have that option. Let's turn that off. And of course, the expert mode. This, I like it. When image quality is really a necessity to me, I'll definitely always film in expert mode so I have better control of my exposure, especially my shutter. So let me bring that back up. Whoops. Let's go back to expert mode, and we'll adjust the shutter, and we'll make that 150. Not 1000, 150. There we go, because I want the natural blurriness right there. And for me, I'll leave the, oh, it's doing something. I'll leave the ISO alone, and I'll have to take care of the white balance, but it keeps on doing stuff. There we go. So I'll leave that there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the gesture, because as you saw, I was moving my hand, it was doing some things. The built-in gesture of the app is pretty awesome. Of course, same thing, you have fist gesture to toggle the video, to toggle your video or photo mode, palm gestures to start and recording. So it's the same thing as far as the AI module. You can do the same thing with the software. What I really like is, once you have the gestures down, we can go to the face icon right here, and we can start activating some specific tracking modes. So go to face, and you can see here how it's tracking my face. And it does a really good job, if you ask me. I mean, this is pretty cool, especially if you're doing live streaming and maybe you just need to walk around and you want to focus on your face, it'll do that. We can go again and we'll do body tracking. And you see now it's doing something where it's actually engaging or following my body. And it's staying lower than I'd like, but that's the whole point, right? If I'm walking around, it's going to track my body. This is probably better for you fitness enthusiasts. Maybe you're playing soccer, basketball, or something. it's going to focus on the body instead of the head, where it might get lost a little bit easier. And then here we go, object tracking, which is really cool for my friends who like to do unboxing videos or product videos. Let's go ahead and take that box. We'll go ahead and we'll put a rectangle around that box. Whoops. There we go. And now it is tracking the box. How cool is that? Now you can do this with live streams through the app if you want, but again, if you're just doing videos and this is your main recording setup, you are good to go. And of course, hold on, let me end that. And of course, remember how we said we now have the ability to raise this so we can get the perfect, alignment with this at the same time. So, you know, if it's kind of like short, you don't always want to point the camera looking up. You want to bring it up level so it can track you. Right? Here we go. Face track. It's tracking me. Very, very cool. Let's stop that. I'm going to bring it down, turn that off, and we'll bring it right back down. All right, let's take a look at some of the recording modes. We'll go all the way to the beginning, and of course you have your long exposure. If you like doing cool things with lights, go ahead, press that, record, and there you go. That's your long exposure. Your trajectory delay. If you want to set your camera from one direction to the other, really simple. We can start off with 2. So I'll go ahead and point it to my office here. I'll set that point. Then we'll set up with my office over there, and we'll set that point. And now it goes to the next step. And okay. So this has been a thing with the AOUCHUAN software like forever, because I have my overlay over the next step button. I can't get there, so I have to actually turn off the expert mode. So now that I can go ahead, so next step, and now it'll start doing its direction from one spot to the next very slowly, and it's all doing this according to the time that I set for it. Let's stop right there. Okay, next one, we have our time lapse. Again, it's the same thing. Take this outside, pointing at the clouds, set it for duration, and have it time lapse whatever you want. Clouds, birds, maybe a storm, something really cool. The sunset, sunrise. Okay, you have the slow motion feature, self-explanatory, capture things in slow motion. Video mode, it's your standard, you know, video. Your photo, take a standard photo, and also a panorama as well. Now you have different options here: a 3x5, 3x3, 330, and 180. Let's try right now a 180. And it's going to go, again, it's just going to take a 180 degree feel. We'll go ahead and we'll start that. And it's just going to take a couple of shots, 5 shots, giving me a 180. Again, this is one of, I believe, 5 different or 4 different versions. I think it's 5 versions. Yeah, it stitches it together. And you can try different forms, just kind of like taking a picture and kind of getting the entire thing. You have your Hitchcock mode. This is the one that gives you that really cool visual depth. It sets it where it does it automatically for you. The only thing you have to do is either walk forward or backward while the software is doing its thing. So go ahead. It has its start position, its end position, and its shooting duration. You press start. It's going to go ahead and zoom in. At this point, I need to be walking backwards so we can get that really cool Hitchcock effect. Moving to Inception, of course, if we want to do this outside of the actual hardware, and now in software, it's the same thing. I just press record, it now bends over, and it gives us that cool Inception effect that we could have activated through the hardware. But we don't have to because it's right there. And you have a move list at the same time. You know, maybe some of these moves may seem a little intimidating to you in the beginning, but it doesn't have to be. They give you some options here where it'll they'll give you some options here where it'll show you how the guy is actually filming it and what it should look like, and you can go ahead and just copy those steps. And it'll even tell you, do this for 2 seconds, do the next shot for 2 seconds, and then it's all together. But yeah, that's the AOUCHUAN Smart X2. What I really love is you have the powerful software that it's always provided, super top notch, a very capable 3-axis gimbal with steady shots, and I love the fact that now it's a selfie stick, extension head, or I don't know, nightstick at the same time. The AOUCHUAN Smart X2. This thing rocks. You got to check it out. All right, guys, really hope this video helped you out. Take care. Bye. As always, I'll leave links in the description down below so you can pick up your own. Hey, guys, do me a favor. If you like what's going on here, well, then hit that like button. If you love what's going on here, well, then hit that subscribe button and ding that notification so you can be notified for future videos as well. All right, I will see you next one. Take care. Bye.